Welcome back everyone to more career mode gameplay of Tony Stewart Sprint Car Racing. In today's video we're going to be headed to Five Forks, race number 11 out of 14 in season number 2. Now Five Forks is a very fun track. It races very wide, and in actuality for me it feels like it's much longer than the 3/8 mile that it lists, simply because it's so wide. It's easy to get lost out there on the line that you're trying to run. Of course, you notice at the top of the screen, current performance, 66 out of 66. So we didn't lose any performance after our last race, but let's go ahead and fully repair our parts so that they are maxed out on durability, even though, again, not really necessary, but I like to keep them topped up. If we come over to the schedule, you'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen, we are now sitting in 14th position in the points. So this brings up a discussion that we're going to have to get into here pretty soon, just in a few races. At the end of this season, do we have the opportunity to move up? Of course, I have no idea what the exact qualifications are for moving up to the 305s and then finally to the 410s, but my guess is that you have to finish in the top 20. We finished in like, 25th, 26th position, somewhere along in there in our first season. So in season number 2, it looks like we're going to finish inside the top 20. So is that the qualification for moving up, or is it a top 10 maybe? So a lot of decisions there. Obviously, if we're moving up into the 305s, we could run both series. But the biggest thing is, if we do have an opportunity to move up, where do we spend our money? Do we go ahead and try to spend all of our available money to improve our 305, or do we spend it all to go after a championship in the midget car? So a lot of decisions coming up, but for right now, our focus is very much on Five Forks. But before we get there, let's take one more quick look at what we got to in our latest showcase event. So we needed to reach the B main in order to unlock 2 additional sponsors, which was Hunt Brothers and Keir's Speed Shop. We were able to do that. Obviously, we made it to the A main, so that will easily clear those 2. The next up will be Jake's golf cart you see on the right-hand side of the screen. And for that, we need to make the A main in the finale. So all of these things are lining up very well for us so far. Our job here is to keep this momentum going at Five Forks. Practice and qualifying now in the books, and we were just able to meet our goal time of 12.36 in practice. You can see just by a few hundredths. I ran 3, maybe even 4 laps just trying to get enough room on the track. There were a lot of cars around me, so I was having a hard time getting a clean lap. But once I was able to get a clean lap, we were just able to duck in under that goal time. You can see in practice we were able to do a little bit better than that by a couple of tenths. That's going to have us starting around 11th or 12th position. So we're going to have a very good starting spot in heat number 4 to hopefully make it straight into the A main.
Welcome to heat race number 4. The top 5 make tonight's main event.
All right, the top 5 is where we need to be, and with any luck, we might have a shot at the top 2 in that qualifying dash. We've done it a couple of times now. This track is all about momentum. So definitely no reason to lift at this track, but it's all about minimizing the amount of speed that you lose in the corners. Once again, I am pushing our RPMs to the very edge, and in fact, if we are not in any traffic, we might actually run out of RPM. But we'll see.
2 laps to go.
You can see we're just getting to the limit at the end of the straightaway.
One more time around.
All right, sitting here in 3rd position, we got a car coming up on us from behind. There's that temperature signal, which to this point really hasn't meant very much to us. So we'll come home in 3rd position, a very uneventful race for us. Again, when you're on 50% race distance, these races do not take very long at all, especially a heat race. Usually 3 or 4 laps will take it. So from there, we'll be starting 12th in the A main.
With so many talented drivers, this should be a great race. Good luck, everybody.
All right, good luck indeed. You can see there's a lot of cars in front of us, something that we hadn't gotten used to over the past few events. So we're sitting back in 12th position here at the start. Goal number 1, let's get down to the bottom, if at all possible. I think there's somebody down there. In fact, okay, now that I know there is. I backed off the RPMs just a little bit on the gearing. Let's see if that helps us out, maybe with that temperature popping up. Again, we've never actually seen any issues with that temperature warning popping up, but try to back off just a little bit. Alright, really want to get back down to the bottom, but we've had pretty much somebody there. Ouch, we must be 3 wide, because that guy was awfully high. And once again, it's just a steady line. It feels like we're at Daytona or Talladega right now. And we're just hung on this outside. Now here we're definitely going to be running out of RPMs because we're running a much longer way around the track. Alright, there we go. We got a little bit of a break there. Trying to get back down to the bottom. Ooh, never mind. That was close. Yeah, just can't. I can get down there below him, but I just can't do anything once I get there. This is another one of those tracks and opportunities to really see the groove that these guys are running. And you can see how, again, it's not a dynamic groove by any stretch, but it is a really cool effect to be able to see that. Reminds me of iRacing when I've done some dirt racing there and just seeing how slick the track can get. So it's a nice effect to see, even if it doesn't actually have any effect on the racing itself. Alright, so starting lap number 10, and at this point I'm just sort of running out the laps because we can't really do anything. Even when I keep maximum speed, I mean, you can see these guys are just coming up on us very quickly, and there you go, there are the leaders. That's who I was expecting to see come through. So there's the top 3 coming through. Once again, I'm just going to stay out of the way for these guys because they are running a blistering pace compared to us.
Tip of the green, 2 to go.
All right, so again, 2 to go. We are, I believe, just 1 lap down at this point. So that's how far out of 5th we are right now as far as speed. The 5th place car pulls by us, and not only pulls by us, but pulls away rather easily.
That's it.
Alright, so there you have it. Some tracks, we have enough grip and enough engine power to run in the top 5. Some we have enough to run in the top 10. Some, not so much. So back in 17th, and really, that was about all we had at this track. Again, wide open the entire way around the track, and we just didn't have anything for these guys today. So we'll take our 17th place finish. Let's move on through the different screens and see how much money we'll come away with. So our 17th place finish is good for just under $2,000 out of the race purse, $1,998, plus our sponsor and merch sales, $2,920 total, plus our practice bonus, which this time was a little bit higher than I remember seeing in the past. It was about somewhere around $150, I believe. So that's a nice bonus to add on top of this that we'll get to see here in just a moment on the summary page. All right, there you can see our car condition is unaffected. We lose no performance whatsoever. Just a little bit of durability as you would expect, but a smooth driving bonus means no loss in performance. That definitely helps us out on the money we have to spend for normal upkeep between the races. Sponsor goal is 2 top 15s within 3 races, and we are clearly not going to get that if we continue to run the same way we run today. Adding in our practice bonus, total money for this weekend, $3,092, giving us a grand total in our bank account, $44,376. We pick up 14 additional fans for a new total of 282. So all in all, a pretty uneventful race. We just didn't have the car to hang with these guys. We need a lot more horsepower for sure on a track like that is so wide open and gives you tons of room to race. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Tony Stewart Sprint Car Racing.